Good morning, everybody. Joe at Bumbling Acres. Hope you all are doing well. And today we are going over a Saturday routine in the fall and kind of what happens and what I'm doing today. Stay tuned through our intro video. Lasts about 25 seconds, and I will continue.
Welcome to Bumbling Acres. We are a small homestead located in southern Indiana. We raise chickens, turkeys, geese, rabbits, and pigs. Join us while we work to foster a healthy relationship between each other, our land, and our greater community. We upload new content regularly and appreciate you being with us today.
So I figure it's important to talk about why. I'm sharing this routine for a couple different reasons. One being, there are people who do watch our channel that want to know what we do and what homesteading life from completely the outside. They're interested in seeing the actions with which we take as homesteaders. So this is literally the process I take on a Saturday. So I want to talk about why that's important. But the second part, and I think what is more important, is for those who are inspired to maybe take up homesteading or within the homesteading community. It's important to understand, as a homesteader who has another job, that my turkey is chasing my dog around the yard, which is pretty funny. If you're going to get into homesteading and you're going to work another job, which is what I do, it's a lot of work. And it's the thing, enjoy what you do and never work a day in your life. I think it's full of BS. I love being a homesteader, but my Saturdays and Sundays, because I work another job, are almost always taken up with things on the homestead. So today's going to be a list of feeding the animals, going through my morning routine. It's checking on the rabbits. It's cleaning the house. It's like we've got to sweep the porch. We've got to get the leaves managed. We've got to do a lot of physical tasks. I've got to pull postil out of the ground for a couple of weeks. Like, make no mistake, being a homesteader is a lot of work. It's good work and fun work. But don't think that you're just going to become a homesteader, throw some seeds in the ground. You're going to get a couple chickens, put them in a hole somewhere, and you're going to be a homesteader, and it's going to work. I love homesteading. I think everyone can homestead, and whatever, you can scale it to your level. And if you have questions about what that level is, or you're looking at getting into it, and even if you've got a half an acre, we've got homesteading communities that are on small parcels of property that aren't even as big as ours. So you have that option, but recognize you're going to have to do the work. It's good work, but you're going to have to do it. So I'm going to go on and start the routine, and looking forward to having you all tag along. I realize the tone of my introduction and my explanation to tasks of today could come across as negative in tone. And I do have an issue where sometimes if I'm trying to be terse or be serious about something, it comes across as somewhat of a negative tone. My issue is not to curb the enthusiasm of people wanting to homestead. I want to encourage. I want more people to homestead, not less. Okay, I want to see a United States in a world where we produce the majority, we produce a level of our own food. Whether that be you have a couple chickens you keep in your apartment, keep hens, they're not that much louder, and you use them for eggs, or if you've got a little piece of property, go to the Waltermans, the Walterman Homestead, Wolterman. They have a small piece of property and they do incredible things with it. You don't have to have, we've got a little over 4 acres. There's a person I was talking to last week, Joseph Conrad, I believe it was Joseph. Conrad, who has 10 acres. This isn't one where you need to have hundreds of acres to provide for yourself. You need a small amount, and you need to manage your property. That's what I hope this channel can do, is inspire people to homestead and to learn some basic tenets of management. So I don't want to curb the enthusiasm of homesteaders, but I want people entering this lifestyle recognizing it's a lifestyle. This isn't just simply, that I feel like there's a level of the homestead community that's like, well, God told me I need to, and God never gives me more than I can bear, so therefore I'm just going to go and relocate and sell all my family's possessions and go buy a property without a house that hasn't been lived in 15 years, doesn't have running water or electricity, but God will provide. And while I have no issue with that as a level of fact, God does provide. But God also provides some intelligence as a human being so that you can get into situations without being over your head. Or if you're going to get into a situation where you're over your head, do some work. If you've never done, I've never done any of this homesteading things before a year and a half ago. It does not take long to learn the ropes. But if I was having to learn the ropes of homesteading while my homesteading life provided for me and my family, I'd starve and I would be miserable. My relationship with my wife would suffer. My relationship with my children would suffer. God doesn't put us in positions to suffer for the hell of it. So homesteading shouldn't be suffering. And a lot of that is going to be determined by what we do as homesteaders and how we prepare for it. So this isn't meant to turn people off from homesteading. It's meant to be kind of a guide to this is the lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle. So I woke up this morning, and what has been on my mind with homesteading really the last couple weeks, has just been I've seen people talk about getting into homesteading, and it's very rose-colored glasses feeling, where people get into homesteading like without, in my opinion, an understanding of what all that responsibility entails. There's the joys and the fun, but a lot of people, I felt like I really needed to do, in many ways, a video about how much work homesteading takes and what that entails as a homesteader. And that was my intention, and I went through and shot a video about our morning routine and the amount of work that we do, what we actually do on our homestead. And I had my intentions behind it for this were, I want people to understand that you don't just, I don't care how you feel about homesteading. I don't care how you feel about your motivations for homesteading. Homesteading is work. It's wonderful work, and it's good work, and I love it. But it's still work. And that was the tagline of the video, and it was really showing that on a Saturday, this is my weekend. I work a full-time job, and on my Saturday, I don't get to just sit on my rear end and do whatever I quote-unquote enjoy doing. I've got a household full of responsibilities and a homestead that has full of responsibilities. So, I was really going through that, and I started off, did my routine, and started knocking things out, which I normally do on a Saturday. And honestly, by about 1 o'clock, I had to make a run to the store, and I had to get my hunting license because we'll be trying, going after deer this year to offset our meat costs. We've got our pigs. We've got, I went and looked at guns, and I realized by about 1:30 I had done a lot of my responsibilities. So to me, it was realizing that the secret to homesteading isn't in the sheer quantity of the work you do. You need to understand that you'll do a lot of work, but you have to organize and structure your days so that you can get the work done. So if you're going to raise animals, you've got to get a feed routine down. If you're going to raise a garden, you've got to have the scheduling of the routine for it. That is more important than just understanding the work, because the work is good. I love it. Me and my wife have our anniversary on Monday, and today we took our oldest dog, who's a wonderful dog, and we went to the park and walked around. We spent about an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half doing that. We went to the store and got some meat because they were having a special on ribeye. I'm going to come back and I'm going to burn up some of the excess things on my property and do a bonfire tonight. It's a good life. So I realized the tone wasn't right because I made it seem like that work was bad. So homesteading it's going to take some sweat equity. You will give sweat equity when you homestead. But what you get out of it is incredible. And you should know that. Know that you're going to work. Know that it's good. Structure your work so that you're not wasting time and wasting energy. And it's good. And the benefits of it are outstanding. So that's the message today. That's what I feel like is important for you to know. So, this is Joe at Bumblenators. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.